He spent his whole life believing his father didn't love him, until he read the letter. Daniel always felt like the outsider in his own family. What we call the black sheep in the family. His older brother was the athlete everyone admired. His younger sister was the academic star who collected awards. Family gatherings often revolved around their achievements. Whenever relatives visited, they would ask about his brother's latest success or his sister's accomplishments. Very few asked about Daniel. Over time, he stopped expecting them to. What hurt even more was his relationship with his father. His father was a good man, hardworking, responsible, and respected by everyone in the community. But Daniel could never understand him. His father praised his siblings openly. He attended their events. He celebrated their victories. Yet with Daniel, he always seemed distant. Whenever Daniel made mistakes, his father corrected him. Whenever Daniel complained, his father challenged him. Whenever life became difficult, his father told him, "Stand up and keep moving." There were no long speeches.
No emotional conversations.
No obvious signs of pride. Daniel spent years wondering if he was simply the disappointment of the family. As he grew older, that question followed him everywhere. Then one day, everything changed. His father passed away unexpectedly. The loss shook the entire family. During the days that followed, relatives filled the house with stories and memories. But Daniel felt empty. Not because he hated his father. Because he never got the chance to understand him. A week after the funeral, the family gathered to sort through some of his father's belongings. Among the papers was an envelope. On the front were 3 names. One for each child. Daniel picked up the envelope with trembling hands. Later that night, sitting alone in his room, he finally opened it. Inside was a handwritten letter. His father's familiar handwriting covered every page. Daniel began to read. "My son. If you are reading this, it means I am no longer here." Already, tears filled his eyes. Then he continued. "There is something I need you to know. You spent much of your life believing I expected more from you because I loved you less. The truth is exactly the opposite." Daniel froze. His hands trembled. "Your brother was gifted with confidence. Your sister was gifted with discipline. But you were given something different. You were given resilience. I watched you fail and try again. I watched you get knocked down and stand back up. I watched you carry burdens without quitting. And because I saw your strength, I pushed you harder than the others." Daniel could barely continue reading. Tears streamed down his face. The letter went on. "There were many nights your mother found me talking proudly about you. Not because of what you achieved, but because of who you were becoming. Character is more valuable than applause. Integrity is more valuable than talent. And I believed you possessed both." Daniel covered his mouth as emotion overwhelmed him. For years he had carried the weight of rejection. For years he believed his father saw him as a disappointment. But the truth had been hidden behind every difficult lesson. His father had seen strength in him long before he saw it in himself. Near the end of the letter were words Daniel would never forget. "One day, life will test you. People may overlook you. They may misunderstand you. But never confuse silence with absence. Even when I didn't say it enough, I was proud of you. Always." By the time Daniel reached the final line, he was crying openly. The years of doubt, the years of hurt, the years of misunderstanding, they all began to fade. His father had loved him all along. Not perfectly, not always visibly, but deeply. From that day forward, Daniel stopped measuring his worth by other people's praise. He stopped comparing himself to everyone around him. And for the first time in his life, he believed what his father had seen in him all along. Because sometimes the people who push us the hardest aren't trying to break us. They're preparing us. And sometimes the words we need most arrive years later, but exactly when we're ready to hear them. Life lesson. Never assume you know the whole story. Some people love you more than you realize. And your greatest strength may be something you haven't discovered yet. If this story touched your heart, subscribe for more inspiring stories about faith, purpose, family, and the hidden lessons that shape our lives. Your next favorite story is just one video away.